There's definitely we've got to replace some really good players. Obviously, those guys, Money and Cody and Chris Humes, did a really good job for us. So we've got our work cut out for us, and we've recruited some guys that we feel that can step in those places, and we just got to do a really good job of teaching them and getting them used to our schematic and what our standard is here and so forth. But we're really excited about the potential that those guys bring in their athleticism. And right now, Coach Johnson is probably as deep as safety as he's been since we've been here in the time period. But it's just every position is getting better every year throughout this recruiting process. And this just happens to be a position that it's kind of like the offensive line, and there's so many new bodies. We like it. We're excited about it. How good is it going to be? I don't know. I guess we'll find that out probably around day 10 or 12. We'll say, okay, yeah, we got a chance, and to be okay, or no, we need to move this guy here or move that guy around. So, there's a multitude of guys. Darion Jackson, B.J. Johnson is back. I say B.J. Johnson, not
Edmonds.
Edmonds. Sorry about that. And then we got Michael Johnson and Jeffrey Gibson. Damari Medley is a guy that we signed as a freshman that we're going to blue shirt. He's a guy that we're excited about his last lessons. We're bringing him in as a safety, and he may end up being a corner in his future Red Wolf life, but right now he's a safety. So those guys there, and then Caleb Bonner's a kid that we signed, was with us throughout the summer behind Justin Clifton, because we took Trent Ellis and moved him from nickel to will. And then we took another guy named Kevin Powers this summer. We're moving him to nickel as well to compete at that position behind Justin. Obviously, Coach Early is really excited about it, and I'm excited for him, because there's no worse feeling than having not having guys to coach and knowing that if this guy goes down, what am I going to have now? And Brian takes a lot of pride in his job and does a great job with those guys, and so he's real excited about it. Obviously, I'm super excited about it. I'm excited for him, and I think our linebackers are too. Because if you play linebacker, you want to play behind the front, and we obviously have one, and it very well could be the best one we've had.
The linebacker situation. The numbers there are a little thin.
Yeah. Our numbers are thin there. I like who we have there. Obviously, Kyle Wilson will be back, and we just got to make sure and keep him healthy. And I think he'll do a really good job of being a coach on the field, being the leader of our defense, being the captain, and making all our calls and checks and so forth. And behind him will be a fight between Tajay Chambers and Kirk Lewis, who had a really good spring. He's changed his body, and he's done a good job. At the will position, like I said earlier, we moved Trent Ellis to will linebacker. Behind him is Antoine Turnage, who tore his ACL against Auburn. He's back, and he's moving really well. Has great size, good athlete. So hopefully we'll get him in position to compete with Trent. Right now, Trent's IQ is so high, and that's what's allowed him to elevate and keep himself up there above Antoine. So I'm excited about getting into the pads and that first scrimmage to see the progress that Antoine has made. And then worst comes to worst, we may have to move somebody over depending on the injury. I mean, we've been dealing with this at linebacker since we've been here. And, we've really only traveled 5 guys, to be quite honest with you, the last 3 years at that position, when we actually have set aside 8 scholarships for that position. But, we've been taking those scholarships and putting them in the defensive line. And then, this past year we tried to recruit more secondary guys. I feel good right now. Now, we've got to, when we walk out the door tomorrow, we're going to look like we're going to get a silver medal. Because we're going to look the part. We look bigger. We look stronger. We look more athletic. But we want the gold medal. We're not playing for a $1,000 check. We want to play for that $1 million check. And so we've got a lot of work to do as coaches. The players have got a lot of work to do. This is a long process. We got to learn to trust each other. Players got to trust each other. We got to earn their trust, on new guys, and we've got to earn theirs. They've got to earn ours, and it's going to be a process, and for us to build this unit and get it ready and have some cohesion where we are playing unselfishly. I mean, our first 4 games last year, we played selfish as a defense. We were playing for ourselves instead of for Arkansas State. And once those guys decided, you know what, we better start listening to coach, we better start playing for Arkansas State instead of me, you know, when they just made that decision, then we started getting better, we started winning. And I've always believed in that. You know, when the players take charge is when you become good. I mean, I've won a national championship in Division II, and the reason why we won it is because guys took charge. We were not the most talented team on the field, but they took charge and said, look, we're not going to lose. And we're not there yet on defense. That's a process. That takes a while. Winning's hard. It is not easy. Winning the gold medal is, I mean, a lot of people get the silver, but the silver is much easier to attain than the gold, and we want the gold.